A very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on the midweek edition of the show. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Of course, as you already know, midweek we reserve it to give you tidbits, let you know what's happening in the fast-paced and amazing and money-spinning world of sports. Today will be no different. We'll serve you with the things happening in your world of sports. We'll talk about the UEFA Champions League. We'll talk about the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. We'll give you the results as we speak. Some matches currently going on right about now, but we'll save that for the last, so that by the time we start talking about the UEFA Champions League, most of those matches would have been concluded, and we will be able to tell you the full-time scores, the teams that have qualified, the teams that will still need more matches before they qualify. But I can tell you for free that Napoli has qualified with 12 points, won first 4 matches, and of course our boy Victor Osimhen was on the score sheet. But I'll resist the temptation to go straight away into the UEFA Champions League. We'd like to start the show differently tonight, and what are we going to do? We're going to talk about the star girl, and of course she needs little or no introduction. Let's talk about Tobi Amusan on the show tonight. She has been nominated for the 2022 Women's World Athlete of the Year, the awards held by the World Athletics. She is making her first appearance on that list, and she is the first Nigerian to receive the nomination for that award. She's had a fantastic 2022, that must be said. She broke the 100 meters, all those world record on her way to winning gold at the World Athletics Championship in Oregon. She also backed that up with a very good performance at the Commonwealth Games. She also went to the Diamond League and, of course, beat, rivals there, and she won. She's also the African champion and record holder after retaining that award in June. What else can we say about her? But of course, she's up against some top athletes in the world. Let me just quickly tell you those she's up against. She'll be up against Shelley and Fraser-Price. She will be up against Shericka Jackson, Faith Kipyegon, and Sydney McLaughlin. So those are McLaughlin, those are the ones. Sydney McLaughlin, yeah, that's it. That's the ladies she'll be up against. Again, let me repeat the name: Shelley Ann Fraser-Price, Shericka Jackson, Faith Kipyegon, and Sydney McLaughlin. So we hope that she will be able to pick that award. Let's quickly come back home and talk about giants of Africa and the giant strides they're making when it comes to basketball development. We talked about them on the show yesterday. We're going to continue with what they're doing for basketball development in Nigeria. Of course, we've been monitoring what they're doing. They've concluded their basketball camp, and what they've done is to unveil a court at the Abeson Mini Stadium in Ipaja, Lagos. Of course, they did one in Igondo the previous day. The basketball at Abeson becomes the 4th facility to be presented to schools and communities in the state after similar projects in Ijora, Badia, Igondo, and Ejigbo, all about basketball development. The Build Within initiative is the organization's multi-year 100-court commitment to investing in sports infrastructure across Africa, and Nigeria is benefiting right about now. The organization urged the young basketballers to take advantage of the court while appealing to parents to allow their children participate in sports. Let's allow you listen to the initiator of this very laudable project, and we'll come back for more on Sports Tonight.
I'm pleading to parents all over Nigeria and all over the continent of Africa. Please allow your kids and your children to play sports. Whatever sports it is that they're passionate about, support them. Support them to the fullest, 100% support, for them to achieve whatever goals and objectives they set for themselves in getting good at whatever sports it is that they choose for themselves. Not just basketball, but I prefer basketball so we can have more basketball players in Nigeria and in the continent of Africa. But there are so many other sports There is judo, there's wrestling, there's table tennis, there is, track and field, there is volleyball, there is, so many sports that bring people together. Sports has a very, very, important way of bringing people together culturally, traditionally, all of that.
I attended the camp in 2018, which I made the All-Stars, and then I still made the top 5. So during the camp, they taught us more than just basketball. We learned a lot of things, and then there's no better way to give in back to other kids than coming to show them, okay, this is how things should be done and all that. So I came all the way from Niger State just to come and lay the foundation for the younger ones.
I feel so happy because playing basketball has always been my dream from when I was little. But I didn't really get a chance because I had street parents. But now they are coming up, they are seeing the light of sports. And I'm so happy because now they are letting me play and they are giving me all their support and the community, everybody. Thank you, Weber. Thank you, Giants of Africa.
Facility like this will help us improve our game, like work-wise. We spend more time on the court, more hours on the court, like other than being on the street of Lagos, doing nothing. This is going to be my home already, man. I'm always going to be here 24/7, working out, dreaming big, trying to get out of this country to play basketball professionally.
A lot of us have been waiting for this to happen so that we'll be able to get the opportunity to showcase our skills and also train, because there are not really good courts around. And now that Giants of Africa has really made this possible, then most of us here will be able to train well, and then other coaches will be able to come here and check us out then.
All right, that's it, and hopefully the kids will be able to take advantage of the opportunity presented to them with the basketball facility in their community. Let's travel abroad now and go to Australia. Let's talk about of course, what will be the first Grand Slam in 2023. The organizers of Australia Open are already talking about some of the issues that definitely will come up, of course, as a result of the invasion of Ukraine by Russia. The Australians definitely have to make a decision on whether or not to allow Russia and Belarusian players to compete. There's also the little matter of nighttime champion Novak Djokovic. Will he be allowed to compete? All of these questions have now been answered by the tournament director, Craig Tiley. He's been talking about what will happen with regards to Novak Djokovic, what will happen with regards to players like Daniil Medvedev, players of Russian, players who are Russian and players who are from Belarus. Let's quickly listen to Craig Tiley, the tournament director of the Australian Open, and we'll come back for more on Sports Tonight.
What we're saying at this point is that Novak and the federal government need to work out the situation, and then we'll follow any instruction after that. It's not a matter we can lobby on. It's a matter that definitely stays between the two of them, and then depending on the outcome of that, we would welcome him to the Australian Open. And we spoke generally about, he said that he obviously would love to come back to Australia, but he knows it's going to be an ultimate decision of the federal government, and he's accepted that position. At this point, Russian and Belarusian players will be eligible to play the Australian Open, and we, they will, like every other player, will have to go through the process. The only difference would be that they cannot represent Russia, cannot represent the flag of Russia, cannot participate in any activity such as the anthem of Russia, and have to play as independent players under a neutral name. So, but they will be welcome to the Australian Open in January.
All right, we need to go on a quick break right about now. When we return, we'll spend the few minutes left talking about the FIFA Under-17 World Cup and, of course, the UEFA Champions League currently going on as we speak. All right, welcome back. Of course, still let's talk about golf and talk about the controversy trailing the LIV Golf backed by the Saudis. A lot of things have happened recently. And of course, some of the players have been reacting. Let's talk about former U.S. Open champion Graham McDowell. He's been talking about the world rankings. One of the things he has carefully pointed out is that if players don't get ranking points from events, tournaments held by the LIV Golf, then the ranking system, the world ranking system, will become irrelevant and inaccurate. If players who compete in tournaments run by the LIV Golf don't get to be ranked or don't get ranking points from those tournaments, then it makes, in his own opinion, world rankings irrelevant. Let's quickly listen to Northern Irish golfer Graham McDowell speaking his mind on some of those issues alongside other players speaking their mind on the current controversy surrounding professional golf.
You know, it's impossible to ignore the talent that's out here. I mean, this guy standing in the middle of the three of us, if his world ranking is inaccurate, then the whole system's inaccurate, you know. So, you know, the only assurances that we get from LIV is that we're ticking all the boxes that we can tick and, you know, continue to do what is necessary for the OWGR to look at us the right way. And, you know, hopefully it's inevitable, but, you know, the longer it goes on, the games that are being played, you know, all we want is a kind of a fair court, if you like, and you know, to recognize exactly that what it is that we're doing out here. And you know, like I said, I feel like LIV tried to do everything they possibly can to be legitimate in the eyes of the OWGR. I mean, we've got some quality players out here, and to me, thank you, Graham. You know, the world rankings, Harold, love you lots. You know, the word official has to go away from OWGR if they don't take care of the players that are playing out here.
Obviously, I mean, Graham pretty much summed it up, you know, exactly what I think about this all. We're going to get world ranking points, you know, right now it's a matter of when. And yeah, I mean, just the longer it takes, you know, obviously the more irrelevant it becomes for us, because it's, you know, if you wait too long, all our rankings are going to drop so much that it's not even going to it's not going to matter. So yeah, hopefully they do the right thing, and, you know, we'll know something here in the next week or so. And, you know, like I said, hopefully they do the right thing and give us points, and then this will all be over.
All right, Graham McDowell and Dustin Johnson speaking their mind on what they expect to happen, which is to get ranking points for whatever tournaments they play in. All right, let's move on the show. Let's talk about the 2022 FIFA World Cup, which starts next month in Qatar. And let's talk about the Street Child World Cup that has been hosted there as Qatar prepares to host the world first World Cup to be hosted by an Arab country, to be hosted in the Middle East. And of course, a lot of innovations to read as well. First World Cup to be held in one city as well. So let's enjoy some highlights for this and take some reactions. We'll be back to wrap things up on the show.
We think it's so important to provide opportunities for girls and women to play sports, particularly in this region, and it's important to provide them with the space and the appropriate environment to do so. So we really believe here to eliminate all barriers for girls and women to play sports, whether that be to allow them to play in a private area or to allow them to play in the apparel that they find comfortable. So Street Child World Cup is really a showcase of that because of all of the girls teams we have. What's really exciting is that this men's World Cup Cup that's coming to Qatar in just a few weeks will have 3 female referees, the first time in history of a World Cup, and we're really proud of that. We know that it's important to enable girls to not only think that they can play, but also that there are other opportunities in sports like refereeing and coaching and opportunities in administration. So it's really the holistic component around sports that we're looking at for girls and women.
Them coming here is a great deal because it will encourage their friends to play football or any kind of sport. They are here to be the leaders of the future generation. So yes, this will encourage them greatly.
Personally, I love playing football. I play every day at home. It's one of my passions, and it's something that helps me space out and only focus on football and nothing else but football. It blocks out all my stresses from school, studies, exams, and it just helps me focus on myself and how I play and to improve myself to help me play better football. Yes, I do think that through sports we can get through women empowerment, and we can help get to women's rights, and it'll make it, we'll get equal to men like this. And now that we've been offered the opportunity, we can show them who we really are and what we can do as women, and that we can not only be better than them, that not only we can play just as good as them, but sometimes even better.
Welcome back. Just to let you know that tournament, Street Child World Cup, is traditionally held in countries who are about to host the World Cup. That tournament is the 4th edition. It started in 2010, it was held in 2014, held in 2018, and of course, going on right about there. 15 boys teams and 13 girls teams being represented in that competition, and 10 of those teams being represented by refugee or displaced children are also taking part. Like I said at the start of the show, in the dying moments, we will take a look at what has happened today, take a look at results, and also hopefully be able to tell you what has happened in the UEFA Champions League, because most of those matches would have been concluded or should be nearing the end. But first, let's start with FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. Let's take you through to the results that you have right on your screen. Wednesday's results for the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. In Group D, Canada and France played a 1-1 draw. Also in Group D, Japan beat Tanzania 4-0. That's Africa's representatives. In Group C, Mexico lost to China. The Chinese girls defeated Mexico 2-1. And in the keenly contested encounter between Spain and Colombia, by the way, the Spaniards are the defending champions. Spain had a 1-0 victory over Colombia. In the dying moments of the game, the Spaniards won that game, so it was victory for Spain. All right, let's leave the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. Let's go to the UEFA Champions League. Let's start with matches that have been concluded. I told you earlier about Nigeria's Victor Osimhen and his club Napoli. Of course, they won that game in the Champions League. I think it was 4-2. They defeated Ajax in that game. Victor Osimhen got on the score sheet. On the strength of this, they qualified to the next round. Atletico Madrid and Club Brugge played a goalless draw in that game. Also played earlier today. All right, let's quickly look at the ones going on. We'll probably be nearing completion at this moment. Rangers, it looked hard at the beginning, but Liverpool have been able to get the... As a matter of fact, Liverpool is now 7-1. We'll do our best to update this as we go on. It's now 7-1. Bayer Leverkusen and FC Porto. It's a fluid situation. Some of these results could have changed, but this is what we had as it's a minute ago. So FC Porto, Bayer Leverkusen is 3-0. And Bayern, Barcelona and Inter 2-1, Victoria Plesset and Bayern Munich 4-2, Sporting Lisbon, Marseille, Estuni, Guendouzi and Sanchez, then Tottenham and Frankfurt 3-1. It was Son, Kane and Son, a brace from Heung-min Son and Harry Kane also getting on the score sheet. All right, that's how we need to wrap things up on the show tonight. We'll do this again tomorrow. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.